Well, we're going to paint the two Romanas from the Warlord Games Doctor Who 4th Doctor and Companion set. We painted Lalla in the last video, so we're going to do the two Romanas. So we got Mary Tamm and Lalla Ward. So all I've done is painted the flesh colours, just so we don't have to wait for that to go off and dry. And then I'm just going to run some Wycliffe flesh shade into the flesh just to bring out some of the detail. So then I'm just going to paint Romana, they're both Romana, paint Lalla Ward's legs white, which is something I never really thought I'd hear myself say, but here we go. I'm just going to pick out her school uniform shirt. I'm not going to do the white on Mary Tamm yet because it's almost all white, so we're going to need some do the flesh shade in that, otherwise when we highlight it, it will not look right. So we'll come back once that's dry. Okay, so the flesh wash is dry, so we've just got a lightened flesh shade, and we're just going to dry brush. So an almost dry brush, that's still a bit wet. Let's get most of it off, and then we're just going to lightly dry brush to bring out the highlights. Okay, so the next job I'm going to paint while the white's out, I'm going to paint the eyeballs in. I'm going to add a little bit of red to the flesh tone just to make a lip colour. You don't want it too red, but just a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then some brown for the eyebrows, and I'm just going to use Fang brown. I'm going to use the same brown for Romana's hair. Actually, I'm going to use a slightly darker brown. So I'm going to use, why not Tide? And then for Lalla Ward's hair, I'm going to use a tan colour mixed with a tiny bit of yellow, so Xantry Dust. I'm going to mix that slightly with Avalon Sunset. There we go, we're going to let that dry and then come back to them. Okay, so the hair's dry, so what I'm going to do is on Mary Tamm, I'm going to use the lighter brown, Fang, and then on Lalla Ward, some white. There we go. And then just some white. we go. So I'm going to do Romana 2, Lalla Ward's tie, and that's just in red. And then I'm going to start painting the clothing. So for Mary Tamm, it's pretty much white all over. Lalla Ward's is mainly black. Okay. So let them dry, and then okay. The white's dried. To give it another coat, and then the black is dry. Although I did notice just a tiny little bit of black that I didn't do. There we go. So now I'm going to just run some flesh wash just lightly into the shading of Romana Mark 1. Again, just using Ryclone Flesh Shade. And then all I'm going to do for Romana Mark 2 is use a dark blue. I'm going to probably darken that a little bit, the craggy blue, and dry brush that. The rest of the figure. So then she's wearing a straw boater, so I'm going to do that in white to start with. And I'm just going to run some flesh wash into her shirt area, just to bring up the detail. Just tones it down a bit, same around the stocking area. There we go. And then she has a badge, a school badge. She's going to pick out in white. on this side, which I shall add some colour to afterwards. Just going to pick out the badge detail in blue. Okay, I'll let that dry, we'll come back. Okay, so I've done a little bit finishing off, so these are now done. So all I did was painted the shoes red, put a bit of colour on the badges, put some flesh wash around the hat, and also did a red band around the hat. So that's Lalla Ward, Romana 2. It's a nice looking little figure. And then for Romana 1, Mary Tamm, I just painted belt buckle, the I can't think what it's called, her thing for finding the key to time, tracker, locator, something like that. I did a little bit of a white dry brush just to sort of lighten up the flesh shade, so you can see it's just enough to give it a bit of shape in, and again a really nice figure, good likeness. So that's the 2 Romanas from the set. So all I've got left to do then is the 4th Doctor and Harry. But thanks for watching, please like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks then, bye.